welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly and I'm just going to show you the last couple days what we've been up to. I did buy a couple of things. We did go to Target today. We went to Target yesterday too and I bought a book, so I'll start with that one first. I did get Remarkably Bright Creatures and I think I'm on page like 28. It seems like a really good book on Goodreads. A lot of people rate it really well, so I figured I would read it. I think it's a newer book as well. This book is by Shelby Van Pelt. I love the way the front looks, and then even the sides. It looked really interesting. Let me read you the blurb for it. I think if you guys have been wanting to pick this up, you definitely should. Like I said, I'm only like 28 pages in, but it's pretty interesting so far. So it says, after Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sowell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son mysteriously vanished on a boat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with curmudgeonly Marcellus, a brilliant giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors until he forms a friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. It's a very interesting book, and I can't wait to continue it. I'll probably read a little bit of it later tonight. And then today's Target haul, this is what I've got. I did buy one book, so if you guys are waiting for the book, I will show you that here shortly. We got a couple things that were on sale. We got this cute little strawberry shortcake, like a half shirt. It's like a crop top. This was only $3, so I was not going to not get it. Thought it was so cute. Then we got this cute little sweater. It's from Wild Fable. It's a 2X and it was 14 bucks. Very cute. It's just really nice. I love the slits on the side. That's my favorite, especially when it's longer in the back. Those are like my favorite sweaters to wear. So yeah, we got this one. And then we got this shirt. Probably my favorite. I love anything basic. This one was $10 and it's just a cropped black shirt, but it's like really thick material. I really like it. I wish they had more in different colors. I would have definitely bought them. This is by Universal Threads. Very cute, just basic. Now onto the book portion. We got Home is Where the Bodies Are. It's by Geneva Rose. Let me read you the blurb on the back. So it says, nothing brings people together better than death. After their mother passes, 3 estranged siblings reunite to sort out her estate. While going through their parents' belongings, they stumble upon a collection of home videos and decide to revisit those happier memories. But the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveals a night that none of them have any recollection of. On screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it before the video abruptly ends. Beth, Nicole, and Michael must now decide whether to leave the past in the past or uncover the dark secret their mother took to her grave. So I figured this would be an interesting read. I don't know if I've said it already, but I love books that are mysterious, suspense, thriller. Those are like my types of books. I'm not really into romance, but I'll give it a try. But I love like mystery solving, just things like that. A lot of gory. Those are my favorites. So everybody keeps saying Stephen King if you like that kind of stuff, which I have yet to read one of his books. I just know that they're very lengthy, so I may give it a read. Let me know if you guys have a favorite Stephen King book, or if you have a good 5-star read. I will definitely add it to my list. I can definitely get it. I think tomorrow we should be going to Barnes & Noble's and Half Price Books. So we'll see what I find there. I do have my Kindle here, which I have been reading on it. Let me tell you the book. And I love the way I designed this little back with all these cute little stickers. Isn't that adorable? And then the butterfly pop socket. That's like my favorite. I think it's so cute. Let's see. I'm 22% of the way done with this book, so I still got a long way to go, but it is called If You Tell, a true story of murder, family secrets. I can't read the rest. It doesn't pop up. But yeah, It's called If You Tell. It's really interesting. At first I couldn't really get into it. It's not my favorite yet. I've only read one book, so before this one, so I can't really say much. But yeah, that is the end of my haul. Kind of want to try on the shirts to make sure everything fits, so I'll probably share that with you guys here in the next couple clips. Okay guys, so we have this shirt. The first one didn't fit, so I went on to the next one. This one fits. It fits well. I think it looks really cute, especially with these pants. Let's go ahead and try on the sweater, and that's the last thing to show you guys for right now. Okay, and then this is the last little piece. This is the sweater. It's longer in the back, so it looks really nice. I like to do like maybe one tuck. If not, it's just all out, which looks fine as well. I also think this looks really good with the jeans too. But yeah, this is just like comfy clothes. I'm very much a comfortable person. I like to wear comfy most of the time, so yeah, but this is it. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. It's either like at Barnes & Noble's tomorrow or later tonight to kind of update you guys on this book and where I am, if there's anything fascinating happening in this book or if I got to a juicy part. But that's it for right now. I hope you guys are enjoying the vlog. I will see you guys here in a little bit. Hey guys, so it is Thursday, so we ended up going to, where did we go? We went to Target, Barnes & Noble's, Half Price Books, TJ Maxx, and Burlington. I have a little haul for you guys to share with you. I took out the clothes because most of it was for my brother anyways, and I'm just going to show you guys like the really cool stuff, which is the books from Barnes & Noble's, Half Price Books. I'm also doing a little thing where my boyfriend ended up picking out 3 of the books for me to read, and that should go up on my TikTok, but I do have the books to share with you guys here, like a full rundown, and then we can read like the little blurbs on the back of each book to let you guys know kind of why I picked them. So we're gonna just go ahead and start with TJ Maxx. I didn't really buy much. I bought 2 things. I ended up buying this little spiral journal, and it's just college ruled paper and stuff. It is really nice. I have a ton of journals. I love writing things down, so I'm just adding another one to my collection, but this is it. Let's go ahead and show you the notepad that I bought. It came with this cute little case, and it's just a lot of notepads. It has like the, what's it called? The foiled look to it. And I think it looks really cute. It would look really good on my background, like in my background. And it kind of matches this little vibe that I have going on right here. It looks really nice. So got those 2 things from TJ Maxx. I can go ahead and show you what I got from Half Price Books. This bag I actually got from my mom, and it says Mom. But I'm using it for my books at the very moment. Let's go ahead and share with you all the books that I got. We got this stack of books from Half Price Books. Let me share with you the 2 that I ended up picking myself, and then I'll share with you guys the 3 that my boyfriend ended up picking up for me. So I ended up getting Then She Was Gone. This is a book by Lisa Jewell. Like I said, I'm barely getting into reading. I feel like I keep saying that, but I am, and I am way behind, and I feel like I need to catch up. Let's see. Let me read the back to you guys. No one ever just disappears. Ellie Mack was the perfect daughter, and then she was gone. 10 years after Ellie's disappearance, her mother, Laurel Mack, is trying to put her life back together when she meets an unexpectedly charming man in a cafe. Before she knows it, she's meeting Floyd's daughter, and his youngest, Poppy, takes Laurel's breath away. Because the eerily precocious Poppy is the spitting image of Ellie, and now the unanswered questions she's tried so hard to put to rest begin haunting Laurel anew. Where did Ellie go? Did she run away from home, as the police have long suspected, or did something more sinister happen? A haunting page-turner of sheer perfection. So that is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So that is the first book that I found and that I ended up picking up that I felt like I wanted to read. The next one is actually a romance book because I'm trying to get into romance. I feel like a lot of book talk girlies love romance. They love like enemies to lovers and things like that. So I'm trying to get on that bandwagon. I'm more into mystery, suspense, thriller, gory, you know, what's going to happen, who killed her, things like that, murder books, which I do like my occasional romance. I'm gonna try to like delve deeper into this romance. Maybe I'll end up loving it, you know? But this one is by Tessa Bailey. This is called Hook, Line, and Sinker. So the blurb in the back says, oh, it's a follow-up. No! Now I feel like I gotta get the follow-up before I even read this book. In the follow-up, It Happened One Summer, Tessa Bailey delivers a deliciously fun rom-com and about a former player who accidentally falls for his best friend while trying to help her land a different man. So I'm probably going to have to read that one first. I'll probably pick it up because I don't like reading things out of order unless it's a standalone book. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it, but if you know, comment below if it's a standalone book and I can read Hook, Line, and Sinker on its own, because I don't know. But this says, king crab fisherman Fox Thornton has a reputation as a sexy, carefree flirt. Everyone knows he's a guaranteed good time, in bed and out. That's exactly how he prefers it, until he meets Hannah Bellinger. She's immune to his charm and good looks, but she seems to enjoy his personality and wants to be friends? Bizarre. But he likes her too much to risk a fling, so platonic pals it is. Now Hannah's in town for work, crashing in Fox's spare bedroom. She knows he's a notorious ladies' man. They're definitely just friends. In fact, she's nursing a hopeless crush on a colleague, and Fox is just the person to help with her lackluster love life. Armed with a few tips from Westport's resident Casanova, Hannah sets out to catch her coworker's eye. Yet the more time she spends with Fox, the more she wants him instead. As the line between friendship and flirtation begins to blur, Hannah can't deny she loves everything about Fox, but she refuses to be another notch on his bedpost. Living with his best friend should have been easy, except now she's walking around in a towel and sleeping right across the hall. And Fox is fantasizing about waking up next to her for the rest of his life, and man overboard, he's fallen for her. Hook, line, and sinker. Helping her flirt with another guy is pure torture. But maybe if Fox can tackle his inner demons and show Hannah he's all in, she'll choose him instead. That is what this book is about. I'm excited. I'm happy to have that. I definitely need one of those little carts for TBR. I think that would be so nice. Maybe that's the next thing that we can get from like Michael's or Joann's, because Joann's is having like a 50% off since they are closing. And I will be going there tomorrow on Friday. So we'll see what we find there. The 3 books that my boyfriend ended up picking for me are these 3 right here. We're gonna go ahead and start, well, we'll start at the bottom. So this one is called The Anxiety Reset. I am a very anxious person. I'm an introvert. If you guys cannot tell, I'm sure you can't, because it's easy for me to talk to the camera because I can easily delete this video and it doesn't have to go up, but in person I have trouble making eye contact. I'm very much an introvert. Like, I have to put on a persona in order for me to be actively engaged in a conversation in person. not to say don't talk to me, it just is what it is. That's just how I am. So he did pick up this book for me, The Anxiety Reset. It's by Gregory L. Jantz, PhD. It's a self-help book. If you or someone you love has lost hope of ever getting free from occasional persistent or overwhelming anxiety, take heart. The Anxiety Reset offers a fresh, personalized plan for overcoming the fears that are robbing you of joy and peace. In this compassionate guide, you will discover your anxiety type and triggers, common myths about anxiety, hidden causes and catalysts of anxiety and what to do about them, the pros and cons of medication and possibly alternatives, how to develop your optimism muscle, how to eat for better emotional health, and how to get started on a personal anxiety reset plan. So that sounds very interesting. I hope this book is going to help me, and if it does, then I will let you guys know. So if you guys are seriously dealing with anxiety as well, just like I am, maybe this book will help you too. I will keep you guys updated. Haven't started that book just yet, but I do have it. The next two that he picked out for me, one of them is called The Passenger. It's by Lisa Lutz. This says, disappearing is the easy part. With her husband's corpse still warm at the bottom of the stairs, Tanya Dubois has to go on the run again. When the police figure out that she doesn't officially exist, they'll start asking questions she can't answer. Desperate to keep the past buried, our heroine hopscotches across the country, adopting and shedding identities. Along the way, she collides with Dominique, a cop with murky motives, and the troubled Blue, a woman who sees through her disguise and who may be friend or foe. But ultimately, when the past can no longer be ignored, Tanya races home to confront the darkest secret imaginable. In the tradition of Gone Girl and The Girl on the Train, the passenger's scorching pace, unforgettable heroine, and ingenious plot will keep you turning pages deep into the night toward a stunning conclusion that will quite simply blow you away. That is the next one he picked out for me, so we have that one. And then the third one that he picked out for me is called The Black Book, and it's by James Patterson and David Ellis. It says the #1 bestseller everywhere. So nice. Okay, let's read the little blurb. I have yet to read these. I don't know if I said that. He just picked them out for a TikTok, and then we went to go check out. So I didn't even read what they were about whenever he picked them out. 3 bodies in a beautiful and luxurious bedroom. 1 missing black book. Murder has never been more dangerous. That's all it says. That's literally all we get. The Black Book sounds like the one from the Netflix series. I forgot what it was called. The Blacklist. I think it's called The Blacklist. I really enjoy that, so maybe it'll be something similar, or it was based on, I have no clue. Don't ask me. I don't know if it was based off the series, or the series was based off the book, or if it was even related, you know? I have no clue. But if someone knows, you can let me know. Just correct me if I'm wrong. The last thing is my Barnes & Noble's haul. Let me grab it. It's my favorite. I'm excited. This is my Barnes & Noble's haul. There's a lot of things in here. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the thing that I'm most excited about, which has nothing to do with books, but I thought it was really cute. That's why I'm excited. And it is this Asian elephant. Look how cute that is. So you just put it together. So they had a giraffe, they had the panda. I eventually want to get all of them. I think they're so cute. They would be so adorable, sitting on the desk. This Asian elephant is apparently they're the largest living land mammals. There are 3 current species of elephants recognized: the Asian elephant, African bush elephant, and the African forest elephant. As an endangered species, it's important to continue conservation efforts to limit the loss of habitats that are threatening the survival of the elephant. So all of these are endangered species, which I love. And it says, did you know not all elephants develop tusks? In Asian elephants, some males develop large tusks. Most have short tusks that protrude just past their lips. It's this cute little thing. It's a premium building model, and I think it would just be really exciting to build. So I bought one. I bought the elephant. Elephants are my favorite, so we will definitely be building that tonight. We'll probably be watching Black Mirror. I don't know if you guys have started that. We saw the first episode. We have the entire season 7 to watch, but let's go ahead and get into the books that I got and then the bookmarks. So one of the books that I got that I kept seeing around is Story of My Life. It's by Lucy Score. Let's go ahead and read the blurb. I actually didn't really read the blurbs. And then what's funny is I had watched several YouTube videos on Book Talk regarding what books I wanted to like look for and keep an eye out when I went to Barnes & Noble's today. Since I am out of town, I figured, you know, my Barnes & Noble's is different than this Barnes & Noble's. Yeah, I have the list and I left it here at home. When I went to Barnes & Noble's today, I was so upset because I did not have the list with me. So hopefully when I get back to my hometown, I will bring the list with me when I go to Barnes & Noble's. But that probably won't be until next week, but we'll see. Let me go ahead and read what this little book is about, Story of My Life. What's more inspiring to a rom-com author than a hot, grumpy contractor literally knocking down walls? Okay. Hazel Hart is a thriving romance novelist until a breakup drives her straight into writer's block. Having failed to deliver her new manuscript, she's living in pajamas and hiding behind a mound of takeout containers until her publisher lays down the law. If she misses her next deadline, it's the end. Desperate for inspiration, Hazel impulse buys a historic home online and flees Manhattan to tiny Store Lake, PA. Upon her dramatic arrival involving an incident with a bald eagle, she discovers the charm of her new home may have been slightly exaggerated. But Hazel doesn't care. Not since all 6 foot 3 inches of grouchy contractor Campbell Bishop slapped a bandage on her forehead and unintentionally inspired the heck out of her. There's only one thing to do. Hire Cam and his equally gorgeous brothers to renovate her new spider museum house. Cam wants to say no. Hazel's got trouble written all over her, but if his family business is going to stay afloat, they need the job. Besides, he's certain Hazel won't last a month in rural Pennsylvania. But before she knows it, she's writing a romance novel and living one, at least until she has to save the town, and Cam remembers exactly why he doesn't do relationships. Story of My Life. I really love this right here on the side, so it just captivated me, and I heard people talking about it, so I got it. Okay, I went ahead and pulled the rest of the books out, and then let me go ahead and show you the bookmarks. So these bookmarks are really, really cool. They're magnetic page markers. So I figured these would be really nice to put into the book. I just thought they were adorable. That's it. So it's 3. They were $5.99, I believe, for all 3 of them. Really cute. That is the bookmarks that I got. If you guys don't know, I am a crocheter, so I will be crocheting myself some, and that can definitely be a video on this channel. I think it would be a cute little crochet challenge. The next book that I got is None of This Is True, and it's by Lisa Jewell. I got a book from Lisa Jewell from Half Price Books, so she must be an interesting writer because I got another book from her and I didn't even realize it until now. But I think my boyfriend picked out the other Lisa Jewell book. So this one, the little blurb says, "Hi, I'm your birthday twin. Celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside of Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and her home. But as quickly as she had arrived, Josie Fair disappears. Only then does Alex discover that Josie has left a terrible and terrifying legacy in her wake, and that Alex has become the subject of her own true crime podcast, with her life and her family's life in grave danger. That sounds like a very good book to me. And then I have 2 left. This one has been intriguing. It's called Mexican Gothic. I was just intrigued. I am a fellow Mexican American, so I was just very intrigued whenever I saw when I saw the title of the book. So this says, from the author of Gods of Jade and Shadow comes a reimagining of the classic Gothic horror novel, a story about an isolated mansion in 1950s Mexico and the brave socialite drawn to its treacherous secrets. After receiving a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin, Noemi Taboada heeds to High Place, a distant house in the Mexican countryside. Noemi is an unlikely rescuer. She's a glamorous debutante, more suited for cocktail parties than amateur sleuthing. But she's also tough, smart, and not afraid. Not of her cousin's new English husband, a stranger who is both menacing and alluring. Not of his father, the ancient patriarch who seemed fascinated by Noemi, and not even of the house itself, which begins to invade Noemi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. Noemi's only ally in this inhospitable place is the family's youngest son, but he too may be hiding a dark secret. As Noemi begins to unearth stories of violence and madness, she is slowly drawn into a terrifying yet seductive world, a world that may be impossible to escape. That is that book, and then we only have one book left to talk about, and that is this one. I saw so many people talking about this book, and I freaking love the way this looks. It was between this one and The Sirens. I wanted to get both, but they were $30 each, so kind of a hefty price for a book. So I went ahead and got this one and left The Sirens. I can go back for The Sirens later. This is called The Amalfi Curse. I know there's a first book of this, but I don't know if they're standalones. I have to look into it. Did I look into it whenever I was at Barnes & Noble's? No, I didn't, but I think someone said it was a standalone book. I will definitely be looking before I start reading. I have other books to read too, regardless, and this can just go in like my TBR little cart whenever I do get one. So let's go ahead and read the little blurb here. Haven Ambrose, a trailblazing nautical archaeologist, has come to the sun-soaked village of Positano to investigate the mysterious shipwrecks along the Amalfi coast, but Haven is hoping to find more than old artifacts beneath the Azure waters. She is secretly on a quest to locate a trove of priceless gemstones her late father spotted on his final dive. Upon Haven's arrival, strange maelstroms and misfortunes start plaguing the town. Is it nature or something more sinister at work? As Haven searches for her father's sunken treasure, she begins to unearth a centuries-old tale of ancient sorcery and one woman's quest to save her lover and her village by using the legendary art of Traheria, a magical ability to harness the ocean. Could this magic be behind Positano's latest calamities? Haven must unravel the Amalfi curse before the region is destroyed forever. Against the dazzling backdrop of the Amalfi coast, this bewitching novel shimmers with mystery, romance, and untamed magic of the sea. So that is the last book that I ended up getting. I am excited with my little book haul. I can't wait to see what new books are releasing. I know there was one having to do with like a staircase that I really want to get. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes out. And then again, I do have a list of books that I want to get from Barnes & Noble, so I will definitely be doing that soon as well. But that is the end for right now. Not the end of this vlog just yet. I will definitely be vlogging probably tomorrow if I end up going to like Michael's, or if I end up going to Joann's, or if I go to Barnes & Noble's again. If not, it'll be next week. Yeah, I'll see you guys then.